today. I have packages coming in at the end, so that'll be like at least the third video. And if it ever clears up, it's been raining all morning, I'm going to go out to my car and get the package or the thrift store Thursday stuff out. And I know if you came here just for this and you came later, this won't matter a hill of beans to y'all. But I got 3 turtles. I first saw this one laying down on the shelf. I was like, oh, you gentleman. All right, yes, I kind of need that one. And then I saw him, and I was like, yes, that's another one I wanted. And I was excited because Monday when I went to the Walmart, they didn't have anything new except for the 2003, remakes. And I'm like, nobody wants those. At least I don't. I'm curious to know if any of y'all really want that one. Then they had more movie turtles again, which I'm not really a fan of the movie turtles, but I do want the Super Shredder because I think he looks the best. He definitely looks better than the original Shredder in my personal and humble opinion. So let's see. I'm going to go open them in the order that I would want them if I don't know though. It's hard to decide between these two. I'll just open this one first. So first, before I can do, I love the packaging, how it's got the original art, or at least, well, there's at least several different incarnations of the packages I've seen online. But I do like how they have it. And I don't seem to be new on here that I haven't either seen. They also had Casey Jones. And I know there's a lot of fans of Casey Jones. I'm not one of them. I'm not against him. I'm just not a big fan. All right. Then they also had nobody else from here that I didn't see the Rat King. And I don't like the way this lighting is all yellow and stuff, but hopefully it's working for you guys better than it is for me. So, Portrait of the Mutagen Man, a non-stop mutating monster. Vital statistics. It's like statistics, I get it. Accessories, mutagen and blaster, gooey, garbage, and the clear stuff I'm going to put inside of mine. I may not be putting water inside of mine. I may use the clear gel putty, whatever. I think that would be less of a leakage hazard. Life support system and skull plug. The birthplace is Krang's lab. His weight is 500 pounds, not including guts. Favorite food is seafood. I get it, seafood. Now, if you want to read more about his biography and how he came about, read it right there. Go ahead, pause it. I'm not going to hold it here for another 20 minutes for you to read it. All right, let's get him out of the package. And I wish I could preserve this artwork. I wish it was just like in Japan, they staple instead of glue. They staple them cards on. And I really wish they did that here in America so we can preserve the card art even better. All right, I didn't know I was going to have to get anything untied, but let me get something to help me out with it. All right. So fresh out of the package. Oh, there's a few more things. You know what? Let's just see if I got scissors. Not the best thing. To be honest with you, the fingertips, which are at the very bottom of this thing. I got to get like a multi-tiered container because then if I pour this out, might as well just pour it out. I mean, pouring out a lot of other stuff. All right. I have no idea. I think this mug was my grandma's and grandpa used to live here. All right. I'll leave the blade out just in case I need to cut something else. But we got these little anchors on his feet, which are so annoying. It's like, why? Why do you use these things? Do you think his feet are really going to escape? I got him on like lockdown in here. I know he's a criminal, but seriously, I think you guys have put too much effort into restraining him. It's hard to even get to the packaging. Like, please don't tell me there's another one I have to cut off. Oh, there is. There's another one. There's up in his arm. Okay, Playmates. Give it a chill pill. We don't need that many constraints on an action figure. It's not going to go anywhere. I didn't wash the table up good enough because there's still some cleaning stuff on it. All right. I know this is a wonderful life. I was cleaning things all day today. Some of the figures I got in. I don't know about you guys, but when I get in used action figures, even if they seem clean, I go ahead and go over them once more. It might be this thing that's actually leaving the residue behind. Okay, so if you remember this thing, you want to put water in him. Here's the little cap on the top. I don't remember having this one before, but I definitely remember my godbrother's having it. And he had the little floating things inside of him, which are right here. I'm going to take them off the thing. But you put those inside the body, and you put water. He comes with one gun. Comes with a hose. Seriously. We don't need all these anchors, people. Come on. They put in too many of these plastic things these days. Was this always an issue? Because I don't remember it. Back in the day, we had the metal twisty ties, and even then, they didn't use them this much. And again, I'm not taking out the guts right now. You got everything running under there. All right, this means I got a lot of old plastic things that I don't want to just get on the ground. All right, so, oh boy, it's been a while since I even messed with this figure, like 30 years. So I'm going to have to pull it up and see what's going to have to go where. And it doesn't show me anything, and it doesn't have instructions. So we're going to have to just kind of figure it out as we go. All right, his cable is actually a female cable. Look how he looks really grossed out. Like he looks like a ball of wax. I mean, he's got holes in his feet for this things. He's got a swivel joints for his legs. He doesn't have as much articulation as the turtle figures, but that's because he's got a lot of extra pieces and stuff. So it's forgivable, and it's not something I'm going to worry about. I'm not going to go, I can't believe it. I am having a difficult time remembering where the heck anything goes on him. So I see the cable on the thing, and I'm thinking part of it goes up here, which kind of makes sense because it would be like recycling fluid. Like it goes, pushes water in, kind of like an aquarium, but kind of in reverse. The other part, I'm not sure where it goes. And I don't want to just fake it, but then this part, I'm like trying to figure out where this goes too. I was going to go put it on his back, but it doesn't appear to go there. Looking at the picture, it doesn't appear to go anywhere. All right, so continue on through articulation. He's only got 4 points of articulation. The hands don't have a swivel on them. They just have a rotation here and a rotation at the legs. And there's not technically any head articulation because there's not technically a head. I don't think you would count this as articulation because it's a piece that comes off. But if you do, I guess that would be another point. Kind of pointless if you ask me. All right, so I'm going to have to figure out where this goes. I won't be boring you to death online. Too late. I will wait until later for that to bore you to death. I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I just like realized, wait a minute. This indentia right here, it just makes sense that it would go in there. But and then the little thing. Yeah, okay, I got you. Okay, if it's right there. So I didn't put the guts in yet. There's his gun in his hand, looking awfully good. All right, so yeah, the mutagen man, I always thought he was kind of cool looking, kind of extremely gross looking. I remember thinking, ugh, gross. It's like you guys are into really gross stuff, like, you know. But in a way, it's got its own beautiful charm to it. I was thinking about that with aliens the other day. I know my mom hated the aliens, and I wish I would have had the aliens, but she would never let me have the 18-inch alien. That's the only thing we had back then. I was like, I know it's ugly, but it's also beautiful. Speaking of ugly and both beautiful, and Slash is another character. I personally have a fondness for Slash. I think he's kind of a misunderstood guy. I think he's not as evil as he is supposed to be. I think he's more like just kind of angry. Let's read a little bit about the Slash from the back. This is the same information, I'm pretty sure. A portrait of Slash, the evil turtle from Dimension X. Vital Slashistics. Boy, they love to play those puns, don't they? Accessories are a nasty nunchucka, psycho sai. So he's got all the weapons of the turtles, it sounds like, but weirded or you changed. He's got a mutant mace, a twisted turtle belt, razor spiked gnarly knife. I do like his knife. I always thought that was a cool weapon. His birthplace is universe number 9, Dimension X. His height is 6 foot from spike to spur, and his weight is 200 pounds with a heavy attitude problem. His favorite food is anything but pizza, so he's like the anti-turtles. All right, so if you want to read the information in his biography, just pause it right there. And let me see if it may help out if I just zoom in a little bit and pull out, because when I pull the things closer to the camera, they tend to blur, or at least they appear to be. All right, so let's get him out of the package. And again, it'd be nice if they preserve the artwork. It's got some nice artwork. I want to keep as best as I can. It'd also be great if I don't cut my fingernails the day before this. All right, taking him off the bubble. And he shouldn't have as many twisty ties, but I could be completely wrong. He appears to have one bracelet belt, and he has one on his mace, which really don't see the purpose in that. His sai is easy to take out. There's no purpose in these, to be honest with you. I could probably even pop him out, but then, yeah, I really don't see the purpose of those. He's in so much plastic right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's another one holding it down. This thing is not one that you could just slide out because it's got a lot of little knots in it. It's the nunchucka. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to bend the nunchucka, pull it up, and tie it out. And don't tell me yet. All the weapons are tethered in with the stupid little plastic things. I deeply, deeply hate these things. Have I ever said that to you before? All right, let's take a look at him out of the package. All right, look at that beautiful face. Let me zoom in instead of pulling it up. All right, so checking out the articulation, his head has a swivel joint. Let me get his arm down so we can go a full 360 degrees, Belinda Blair style. His backpack doesn't come off, which, you know, I was keep hoping that he would have the turtle shell thing we can open up in the back. He has a shoulder joint that swivels all the way around, but you're going to hit that back there, and that would wear off the paint over time. He has a swivel joint above the elbow at the biceps. It's a bicep swivel. He doesn't have any wrist articulation. I didn't like the articulation of these originally. I remember very clearly. On this side, same. He's got the bicep swivel. I'd rather he had a hand swivel. I can deal without living with this. This is more important to me. All right, he's got the joint in the knee that's actually the thigh that's actually a ball joint. Be really careful. If you ever find these broken, one of the biggest things that you'll be find broken is the leg. One of the legs will be broken, and usually you'll be missing an arm part for some weird reason. I guess kids popped them off for the heck of it. All right, so that's a ball joint as well. All right, kind of like the Super 7 did for the Savage Lands. All right, he's got beautiful lime green on top of that almost turquoise color. And then I love the blue color on him. That's probably the reason I like him so much. He reminds me of something else. What could it be? Oh yeah, the 80s colors. Look at that. The fuchsia, the blues. I really love these colors. That's probably why I've always liked Slash. I always thought he was a really cool one. All right, he's got a backwards S for Slash because he's from the mirror dimension, I suppose. I mean, it's like he's from an alternate universe. He's got a choice of weapons, whether it be the nunchucka we talked about, the mace. My favorite one is this, the blade. I mean, he is called Slash. He's not called nunchucka. He's not called mace. So you want to slash, 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 slash. We're slashing low prices. We're slashing them. I just wish he had a way to put off his other weapons on him so he could be like Rambo'd up with a lot of weapons. Okay, so these are the two weapons I would prefer for him. And one's an offense and one's a defense. If you know anything about Sai, you use them to basically catch the other person's weapon and whip them away from him. He needs to have it going this way. That makes more sense. Yeah, well, this weapon right here is a wonderful weapon, but you can bludgeon somebody, but you won't do quite as much overall damage. Now, there is a thing on his back to put something in there, but I bet it's just for his blade, and that's one of the weapons he's going to keep on him. So I'm trying to figure out how would I put the other weapons on him. It's not big enough really to accommodate the nunchucka. It's not quite big enough for this. I mean, you may be able to stick it. It won't even have that stick in there. So this is probably meant for his sai. All right. Well, I can put the sai in there. I can compromise for the sai. This thing, that's his signature weapon, in my personal opinion. The nunchucka is my least favorite weapon, and that's honestly the reason why I didn't like Michelangelo's best. Whenever I picked my favorites back in that day, whenever my little brothers, my god brothers would say, "Which one do you like the best? Which one do you like the best?" I was like, "Well, Leonardo, I guess," because, or I would say the blue one because he has a sword. Because I like katana better, and then Donatello because I personally use a bow a lot. But nunchucka, I hate these things. My cousin's really good at them. Me, every time I even try, I get a headache, literally. And then the side, they're good weapons, sort of. In my opinion, I think they're more like defense weapons. It's not a weapon that I personally like the most. All right, so that is definitely a beautiful creature right there. So we got Mutagen Man, and we got Slash. Okay, so this is not to be confused with anybody in the music business. So if he's around Pamela Anderson Lee, I don't want to know about it. All right, let's put him off to the back, and that's why I was trying to get his feet lined up to make sure he can stand up on his own. All right, could just lower his weapons. They're probably too front heavy for him right now because he's probably. It's there. Okay, he's just kept on falling over. And now here's the one that I didn't. I'm committed to trying to get as many of these as I can, even though I didn't get. I know I didn't get the one guy. But I really hate the way that the movie figures look. I don't know what's up with those spots. It's really strange to me. But movie star Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th. Let's see what the Shredder is. There's no biography on the back. I'm going to get him out of the way. His gun keeps on poking, or put his gun down maybe. All right, put him in the back right there. All right, so let's take a look at the back card art. And I'm sorry for the glare. I put a new bulb in this, and unfortunately it's not white light either, so oh well. So the turtles, every one of them is broken out with some kind of chicken pox or turtle pox. It's very strange. I don't know why they decided to do that artistically. Now the taco looks interesting. They didn't have taco there. I think my store had these two as well. They may have had all these. They all look the same to me. Be completely honest with you. Movie star foot soldier. Yeah, I saw that one there at my Walmart. I may have seen this one, but I feel like if I did, I probably would have grabbed him too. Because he does look cool. I remember having this one a long time ago. And Taka, I never had him, but he does look interesting. So I'll be on the lookout for these two. If you're a person that goes from store to store to store looking for stuff, don't ever feel the need that you need to get anything for me. I try to get it from here. I don't want to have to pay the USPS because they're terrible service. All right, so movie star Shredder, the mutant mincing mega madman. That's not a tongue twister at all. All right, as seen in the 1990s, they couldn't pinpoint the year. I can pinpoint the year. When you saw them in the 1990s movies, oh, okay, they're pluralizing it over here. They said over here, when you see, as seen in the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, which is hard to see the word movies. You just kind of have to read through the thing. Now, the card on here is not as impressive. It just isn't. I think the cards are all the same, and that's probably just cut corners, which people did. I mean, save a buck here. Just pass along to consumers if you can, please. That'd be nice. All right, so taking him out, we're going to have to remove the Kent bracelet around his waist. So I'm thinking that, if I didn't cut these out, I could make a friendship bracelet, and then I could be friends with the turtles. Now, is there any other plastic ties I want to cut before I turn it over? Because I want to go and get the kicker done now. There is one I can see, but I can actually get it better from this angle. Ta-da. All right, so we got two what appears to be mutagenic canisters. We have one spiky staff. This is something a Klingon would carry. And I do wonder if a lot of the things that we see are influenced by other people, like the Klingon culture probably came into cross effect because you got to remember, if you're my age, you definitely remember how huge and important the Klingons and the Borg were in Star Trek. They were so popular. In the Star Trek The Next Generation, by season 3, that show had become so hugely popular. I never thought I would ever see toys again of the Star Trek universe, but when I saw them on the shelf, I almost had a panic attack. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta have them. But then I was so ticked off when I saw, what's his name? number one, Riker. His shirt was torn. I'm going, okay, I don't want shirts torn on my figures. I think that's awful. I just, and when did he ever really have that in the movie? Maybe when he's mating a Klingon? Who knows? All right, so I've seen the movies a billion years ago because my little brother was also into them. So I had to take him to the movie theater, and my parents basically paid me. So it was like, hey, y'all get out of the house. Yeah, no, we know why. At least I know why. Maybe Daniel's too naive. All right, so I think this is something that he uses to go from one dimension to another. I really, it's been a long time, and I maybe get my movies mixed up. This weapon's pretty awesome. But before we check at that, let's look at his head and his articulation. You got a head that's got eye paint on there. That's good. I don't think that the original one had much paint on it. He would be able to go around 360 degrees. It's not a ball joint. Maybe it is a ball joint. But it would go around 360 degrees if he didn't have the armor. And the armor, it doesn't appear that you could just take it off because it looks like it's glued down in there. And that was a common practice. But at least it's very soft. I don't remember it being this soft. I vaguely remember I didn't have this one when I was I wasn't a kid then. When Turtles were out, the first time I ever saw them was I was 15. So I remember taking the magazine to school the first day, because the first day of school you just sit around and do nothing, waiting for the teachers to do this and do that, and then talk to the class about whatever. So it was in a magazine, not a comic book, but a magazine about comic books. So the articulation for the arm, well, if we remove the armor, it would go around 360 degrees. There's I guess a bicep swivel, because he's not really bending at the elbows. So nope. Okay, it's actually down here. So it's forearm swivel. All right, that's fine. I mean, because when it's this straight, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. And these are extremely soft. Okay, so somebody tell me, were they this soft on the original one? Because, like I said, I remember vaguely my little god brothers, sorry, they had a lot of these, and I feel like I've touched this one before, and I don't remember being this soft. I remember these were a lot harder. I do kind of remember either these on him or somebody else. All right, good. So the legs on a ball joint. Is there any? No, there's never any waist articulation, which I would be really cool to do the punching action thing. Man, this is really good. I'm so glad I got this. But he looks so much smaller than the other ones. Is he just a small person in general? Like, he just looks smaller for some reason. He's not smaller than Slash. And Slash, I always thought Slash should be a monster looking. He should be huge compared to the Turtles. All right, so yeah, I am very glad to get him. I was on the fence about him when I first saw him, because I'm going, this is $30 I'm dropping in one day. This is a lot of cash, man. I know you're thinking, well, don't y'all spend that? Yeah, I know I've been spending too much lately. But $30 in one day. Yeah, buddy. For 3 figures. But, the competitiveness for this, there's only one Walmart in my area, and you better get it now because someone else will get it. All right, so I think with this little handle thing right here, I think it might be better to put it in this hand for him to do maybe it's a communicator. It's like, yeah, I think it is now. I think more about it. I mean, I think the dimensional thing was something from another movie. But again, I could be wrong. It could be an interdimensional communicator. I got to go watch that movie, evidently. It's been, 30 years since the movie came out, or since I watched it. And I remember my godbrothers would be playing one of the movies in the background all the time. But I was never paying attention to it. All right, so there we go. We got Shredder. So let me know in the comments, which one do you prefer the best? You got Slash, Mutagen Man, or the Shredder, which is this one I think is called Super Shredder. Movie star Super Shredder, which I like much better than the original Shredder. I thought the original Shredder looked like, I don't know what the heck he was doing. It's like the figure I don't want to pick up. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's about this guy who looks like he's all bent up and stuff. So again, I just want to hear from you guys. Which one do you like the best? And just why? So you'll have a fantastic and thrilling Thursday. Hopefully, it doesn't look like it's raining right now, but of course everything's wet outside. But I can, oh no, I might melt. I'll clean up the area right here. Probably smell the figures a few more times. That new plastic. Oh gosh, it smells so good. The new plastic smell of these things. Wait. Oh yeah, that takes me back. All right, and get the stuff out of the car for the thrift store Thursday. Is it close to lunchtime though? Because my clock, I need to fix the clock in here. All right, y'all have a thrilling Thursday.